Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Freely. So I'm gonna keep this video as off the cuff as possible, just to kind of give you guys my genuine thoughts without really trying to rehearse anything. But today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my thoughts on the M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14-inch MacBook right here. So first off, the specs. This is pretty much the base 14-inch model. All I did was change out the RAM to the 32GB RAM instead of the 16GB RAM. For those not familiar, the base model is basically the Apple M1 Pro with the 8-core CPU, 14-core GPU, and the 16-core neural engine. The 16GB unified memory is what it originally had, but I upgraded to 32. And then I got the 96-watt USB-C power adapter and the 512 SSD storage. So those are my specs. All right, first off is the screen. So I just gotta say, the screen is like probably one of the nicest screens I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't know, everything that I watch on this laptop, whether it be movies, TV shows, and just YouTube videos, it's absolutely beautiful. And the 120 hertz refresh rate, that just is like the icing on top. It just makes everything look great. I also noticed that the screen is much brighter than my old 2014 MacBook Pro. So as a benchmark, my brightest setting on my old 2014 MacBook is only like half of the brightness setting on this MacBook. So that kind of gives you an idea. This screen is much brighter. And last but not least is the notch. As for me, I barely noticed the notch. I don't know why people were making such a big fuss about it, but I don't notice it at all. I even forgot there was a notch in the first place, so you know, there's that. Next up is the audio. I really like the audio that comes out of this MacBook. I was doing a comparison between my 2014 MacBook and this 2021 M1 Pro MacBook, and this one just feels like it has a more fuller sound. It has a better bass, and the older one sounded more tinny. I don't know how to describe it. It sounded more like there wasn't enough bass, but this one, bass comes in hard. I played them side by side, and this one like obviously is the winner. I don't know how they're able to get that kind of sound coming out of this machine. It's insane. But yeah, audio has been really good so far, and I'm really enjoying it. Next up is the keyboard. The keyboard, I literally have no issues with it, and it's really smooth to use. Actual buttons for the volume and the brightness and everything, and removing that touch bar is probably the best thing they did for this laptop. And having actual buttons is just adds into the entire experience, and I really like it. So no issues with the keyboard there. Super smooth, buttons are responsive, no issues yet. So really loving it so far. Next up are the ports. So yeah, I'm not gonna like praise Apple for adding in the SD card slot when it never should have been removed in the first place. The SD card slot is so helpful. Being able to just plug it directly into it, like nothing changed, because my 2014 had SD card slots. So I know for a lot of people who had the models after that where they removed it, they're lucky to have this back, but I'm just glad they have it here in this new one. I never had to use a dongle or anything like that, so it's great. The HDMI cable, I don't know why they would ever remove that either. So we're at this Airbnb a couple days ago, and the TV's Wi-Fi wasn't working correctly, but on our phones and laptops it was working completely fine. So we're still able to watch movies on my laptop by plugging in the HDMI. In cases like that, I'm so glad that the HDMI port is built into this machine. For them to remove it, it just doesn't make any sense. I really enjoy the MagSafe as opposed to the USB charging. It feels just more stable. The Thunderbolt 4 ports on here, unfortunately I'm not able to take full advantage of the transfer speeds that these ports provide, because I have older hard drives that don't transfer to the speed that these can offer, so I can't take full advantage of that quite yet. So maybe when I upgrade my hard drives or get new ones, I get to fully see how fast these ports can really go. And the auxiliary input, so you can still plug in earphones. I'm really glad they kept that, because my phone doesn't even have that anymore. It's kind of annoying. It's really annoying actually. I can't even play music from my phone if the car doesn't have Bluetooth or the thing doesn't have Bluetooth. So, and I have to use an adapter. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, ports, they're really great so far. So next up is the battery. So this battery is a huge improvement over my 2014. It might be kind of wrong to compare my 2014 to this, because my 2014 one, the battery was already going bad and could barely hold like a 2-hour charge. Compared to my 2014 MacBook Pro, this one lasts like infinitely longer. Not infinitely, but so much more longer than that one. There are times where I'm editing videos, I don't even have it plugged in to power. While with my old one, like as soon as you open Final Cut Pro, it just dies. Like it just sucks up so much battery. But this one I'm able to actually edit for several hours on the battery, not even having it plugged in. I think that's insane. What's also cool is that it charges really fast. Like under an hour, it can go from like 15% back to 100, which is so cool. But I do wonder how this battery is going to be in like a year or 2 years time, because usually with devices that charge really fast, like they have that fast charging thing, it tends to deteriorate the battery quicker as opposed to like regular chargers where it, it takes its time to charge. So we're gonna have to see in a year or 2 years time how this battery does long term, I guess. But yeah, once again, the battery is superb. I actually haven't timed how long I can last with it, but significantly longer than with my old one, and I don't know if that helps a lot, but if I can edit videos in Final Cut for hours now without being a battery power, that could kind of tell you how long this battery lasts if you're familiar with Final Cut. But everyday tasks like spreadsheets and just like browsing, this thing can last hours and hours, so don't need to worry about battery life in that case. All right, so the last thing is going to be video editing. So obviously I'm a YouTuber, I edit videos pretty frequently, but the editing on this laptop is just superb. I haven't experienced any kind of slowdowns as opposed to my older one, where if I get past like the 15 to 20 minute mark, it really starts slowing down. But I recently edited a video on my 2014 MacBook. It was like a 50-minute long video. It was like my Yellowstone vlog. If you guys haven't checked that out, check it out. But that one, it was like a 50-minute long video, and it definitely was slowing down my computer a little bit because it's such a complicated project and it was really long. The longest video I edited on my newest MacBook is probably like a 15-minute video, nowhere near that 50-minute mark, but it was able to take that like a champ. Like rendering, exporting these files, all the processor heavy tasks, it handled it like a champ, and I'm really impressed because I don't think I've heard the fans turn on for this laptop yet. I mean, I felt it get warm when I carried it around after I'm done editing, but I have not heard the fans turn on, or maybe it's really soft, I don't know. But so far, video editing on this thing is amazing, and I can imagine myself traveling with this, with just this device as my main thing for everything. This is like a beast for travel, and if you're a digital nomad, this is the laptop for you. And this is only the base model with 32 gigabyte. It's not that impressive compared to the M1 Max with the 16-inch one with like all the cores and the Apple cores and all that stuff. So video editing, you just can't go wrong with this. I use Final Cut. I don't know how it is in Adobe Premiere, but I've seen other videos where it does pretty well with Adobe Premiere when it's optimized correctly. So yeah, there's that. My toes, I have socks on, but my toes are frozen. That's probably not good. Last but not least, let's talk about some cons. So after using it for about a month, it's hard to say because I can't really find any cons. You might call me like an Apple fanboy, but really I'm not. Like, Apple's computers are the only like Mac products I have. I don't have an iPhone, I don't have an Apple Watch, I don't have like an Apple TV or anything. These are the only Apple products I own, and I think this is probably one of the best laptops on the market today, and it's amazing. If I had to really be nitpicky, I would have to say the price, but you're really getting what you pay for when you pay the price tag for this laptop, especially the base model with 32 gigabytes. That 32 gigabyte RAM just really added a lot. But if I had to add anything, maybe the fact that they didn't include like a regular USB port, because my hard drives are still USB. They're the regular USB, not the USB-C. But that's about it. I mean, that's more on my part because I have older hard drives. Overall, this computer is really good. It's probably the best laptop I've ever had. I'm so glad I waited until 2021 to finally upgrade because I just wasn't satisfied with Apple's previous models when it came to their laptops. So I'm really satisfied with this laptop thus far. I may make a separate video just talking about video editing and all those process intensive tasks in a future video. But yeah, these are just my first thoughts after using it for a month, and it's kind of it being my daily driver in my everyday workflow and everything too. If you found this video helpful, smash the like button and subscribe, and leave a comment if you got this laptop, what you like and dislike about this laptop, and let's just start a discussion there in the comments below. But with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.